internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours of Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. At this point, Bitcoin is definitely going below 60,000. Stand by. This was a tweet 4 hours ago, approximately. And now Bitcoin is at 59,000. And the whole market is bleeding. Let it bleed some more. How low can XRP go? Can it wick down to 20 cents? We don't know. But I am definitely getting prepared for a massive, massive correction if it does happen. The Mika rules are about to be introduced on the 30th. That could really shake up the system. But individuals that are holding XRP, tune out all the noise. Your patience, your knowledge will be rewarded very handsomely. And in today's episode, we are going to feed more knowledge into you guys and show you exactly what has been going on behind the scenes for a very long time. For a very, very long time. And before we get into the juicy information, what are the odds that we are in the midst of a major, major shift? Everybody knows we could print money out of thin air. And now we have the infrastructure. Yes, you heard it. Like the infrastructure, the Federal Reserve has been hacked. A ransomware group announced that it has breached the US Federal Reserve and exfiltrated 33 terabytes of sensitive data. This is the best part. They say they got some juicy banking information containing Americans' banking secrets. And these idiots at the Federal Reserve, where they could just click the mouse rapidly and print billions out of thin air, they offered these guys 50,000. And they came back to the Federal Reserve and said, you better hire another negotiator within 48 hours and fire this clinical idiot who values America's bank secrecy at 50,000. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and smash that like button. That is amazing. But what are the odds, right? We're talking about a hack. This is going to go hand in hand with what I'm going to show you throughout the video about having a secure system. Remember that? This is going to be a crazy episode. And shout out to Cyphers and Mr. Man XRP for some of the clips in this episode. A document that I've been looking for is not available for public viewing. This is from the World Bank's website. And just to show you, I could show you the link right here. We got the World Bank website. And we even went to Web Archives, the web machine, and I went through a bunch of dates and we were not able to find it. But the PDF that we are all looking for is this one right here. This is the digital fiat currency. This was done with the World Bank, Malaysia, and e-currency back in 2016. Why is this so significant right now? Well, listen to what the BRICS nation just said.
That those issues couldn't be resolved overnight, very quickly. Nobody is talking about, I often hear, but some people claim, people apparently not particularly familiar with BRICS discussions. We're not talking about creating a single currency of BRICS, no. It's more maybe about being able to setting up a mechanism or some preconditions for a system of trade with the use of national currencies, which would make it possible to conduct a barrier-free trade so that the big brother would not be in a position to control us or control where our money, which way our money moves. Path. As I mentioned, there was a discussion of financial system. There was discussion of possible tools and mechanisms. We'll continue this. We have no magical pill here that would be able to resolve this issue. But of course, as part of the Council of Expert Centers, we'll definitely have a whole sector in our expert council who are dealing with this set of issues.
And you see how she mentions, people are not really familiar with the BRICS discussions because nobody really cares, right? Their attention span is not going to sit there and listen to somebody translate a female or any gender. We're not, creating a single currency, they're stating. They want to have the right system of trade, and they're going to be using national currencies. And in order to have a level playing field, wow, I know that just didn't make sense, but wow is what I'm going to show you in this Finternet, the financial system for the future. When I say level playing field and having using national currencies, but using a national currency means there's going to be a dominant player. But with the new financial infrastructure coming out, they're trying to create a level playing field. Just check this out. This is crazy. But getting into this PDF, listen to what the World Bank and Malaysia were labeling XRP and Ripple back in 2016, right? They state that digital fiat currency is not, and they mention supranational currency, and they use Ripple and XRP as an example for a supranational currency. And now we at the BRICS nation, pretty much we're going to use, national currencies.
But being able to setting up a mechanism or some preconditions for a system of trade with the use of national currencies, which would make it possible to conduct a barrier-free trade.
And you see how this PDF even says strictly confidential, do not distribute. But the thing is, it's the wording that is very, very important here, because we know the World Bank. If you guys don't know how the IMF and the World Bank was formed, I'll leave the link in the description down below. Amazing video, you got to check out. But Ripple and XRP are going to be that layer one financial, the backbone of the financial system. There's going to be other players, but Ripple is going to have a huge role in this, especially XRP. And getting into another document with the World Bank, you guys are all familiar with this. Like, what are the odds that the World Bank is listing XRP under stablecoins for cross-border payment, and says that corporations sell cross-border payments by transferring XRP through the Ripple network, resulting in on-demand liquidity? And Ripple coming out with their RLUSD, and we know that provides, more utility to the XRP ledger.
Potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company.
So, how do people not see this? And now take a listen to this. Wow, this is phenomenal. Words cannot describe what I'm about to show you. Under design principles for the Finternet, and we know, and you could sit there and say, Ripple is not going to be a part of the Finternet or not be a part of the next financial infrastructure. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. You're going to miss out. Under principle number 6 for division and labor and competition. These are the key design, they need this in place. They go and state that public and private sector institutions both have roles to play in developing the Finternet. For the public sector, a key objective is to provide the rails, which could include the core infrastructure, rules and regulation on which private financial institutions can operate. A key objective will be to promote healthy competition between private actors through open platforms, and a level playing field can support innovation and lower costs for users by reducing rents. That is huge. Just listen to this part again. A key objective will be to promote healthy competition between private actors through open platforms.
Potentially fast and wide adoption of a global stablecoin, potentially a global currency governed only by the incentives of a private company.
And a level playing field can support innovation and lower the cost for end users by reducing rents. Oh, you know what I'm going to say.
Interoperability of economies, actually connect more than 200 countries, and particularly their payments and securities infrastructures with each other.
The ability to enhance each other's understanding, the ability to connect the diverse economies, the 200 or so countries in the world, and make sure the payment system works.
And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos.
Used as a sort of universal bridge. And blockchains are what provide that level playing field so that...
And the liquidity in digital assets could be applied to actually make that much more democratized.
A level playing field.
The bank is leveling the playing field between old and new.
And that implies clearly a level playing field.
Been losing hundreds of billions of dollars. We just want it to be a level playing field.
Making U.S. companies competitive. We need to create a level playing field.
Issue we need to address level playing field.
Whatever we do, we create a level playing field.
And this was just almost 2 months ago that they're saying this. And of course, we got to go to scalability, right? Conceivably, this growth could be non-linear, as the introduction of new users and products enhances the value of the entire network, encouraging further growth. Accordingly, unified ledgers need to be able to accommodate such growth without compromising security and functionality. And we know the XRP ledger can handle this, and it has top tier security. And now take a listen to this clip from the BIS where he's, doing a presentation on the Finternet, but listen to when he says they're going to be inserting a high level performance tokenized based transaction engine in the middle of it. Okay, this is some crazy stuff that's taking place behind the scenes.
How do you build applications? The applications will be built by various providers, companies, banks, whoever it is. So that is where the innovation will come. So any innovator can build an application at that layer for any user and use this infrastructure. So this will lead to an explosion of innovation as different actors, market actors, regulated, unregulated players, all deliver applications for different users. So you're creating a market on top of an existing system by inserting a high performance tokenized based transaction engine in the middle of it. I mean, that's simplistically what it is. And this is our philosophy, that to make these things work, you have to provide public rails, but private innovation.
Isn't this just some crazy stuff, especially when people said this back at the World Government Summit in 2022?
And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain.
It's slowly all happening. And the individuals that are on the sidelines, that are scared of the markets, all I could say is don't be. Do not be. I started out in this market when it was sub $100 billion in market cap. Yes, you heard that, sub $100 billion. And to see where we are today into the trillions, and I've been yelling that since back then too, just like I'm yelling, 20 trillion, 30 trillion, XRP to 10, 20, 30, like those are all gonna be met, okay? It's the first time in humanity that we were early to an asset class before institutional investors got in. Just think about it. Think about it and stop overthinking stuff. It's a 12-year-old market. A 12-year-old market. It is brand spanking new. This whole crypto ecosystem is going to last 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 over. It's going to be here for a while. AIs are going to take over this, okay? And it's just a matter of if you're going to try to understand this or if you're going to be a lazy individual and going to just sit there and say, XRP's garbage or crypto's garbage and all that stuff. But it's okay. Time will settle all arguments and time will settle everything in general. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And we'll be back with another video.
With the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening.
Flip the switch.
I think
think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.